Dear participants, in greeting you, the participants of the conference, I salute all those who seek the truth with respect. Your conference carries historical importance in the illumination and implementation of the fundamental freedom paradigm for our present and future. In this sense, I believe that your conference will be a meaningful contribution to the realization of humanity's freedom utopia. I would have liked to join you in the conference. However, I feel that I am among you with all of my emotions, thoughts, and my fighting spirit. In that sense, as a freedom fighter who defines himself to be an opponent of capitalist modernity, I am very excited to be able to share my thoughts with you. Capitalist modernity has in many areas reached its limits of sustainability. If we were to mention some, they would include the extreme population growth, the exhaustion of resources, the destruction of the environment, the perpetually widening societal cleavages, the dissolution of moral bonds, the loss of life's magic and poetry under extreme stress, the construction of nuclear weapons that can potentially turn the world into a desert, and the endless new forms of warfare that encompass all areas of society. They all evoke the picture of a true Armageddon. The fact that we have reached such a stage alone shows us that our regimes of truth have failed. I do not wish to present a hopeless picture, but we cannot remain silent and not scream in the face of life's destruction inside and in front of us. It is due to this scope of Western modernity, which consists of the trio of industrialism, nation-statism, and capitalism, that gives it the character of being the bloodiest period of civilization of history. The modernity, which bases itself on this intertwined trio, leads to war inside society, i.e. fascism, as well as national, regional, and global wars between states. The underlying cause, as we always repeat, is the production and distribution of profit. By defining their main goal to be industrialization, nation-states actually express that they are becoming capitalists, or at least have the attention. While the capitalists define their political goals in the form of the nation-state, they reveal that only by gluing nationalism and the nation together, they can render the nation-state possible, and that this is the most necessary state order for a functioning profit scheme. Capitalist modernity's all-out war against society renders the alternative of democratic modernity to be even more urgent and mandatory. Democratic modernity, which is the present form of democratic civilization forces, is neither a memory referring to a past golden age, nor a utopia for the future. It is the existence and stance of all social units and individuals whose existence and interests contradict and clash with the capitalist system. Being an alternative is only possible by developing one's own system against modernity's three pillars: capitalism, industrialism, and the nation-state. Democratic society, eco-industry, and democratic confederalism can be suggested as a counter-system under the name democratic modernity. With the heritage of democratic civilization, those opposing the system can increase their chances of success by linking up in the new system. Democratic confederalism is the fundamental political form of democratic modernity and signifies a vital role in its reconstruction. Democratic confederalism proposes the democratic nation option as the main solution tool of ethnic, religious, urban, local, regional, and national problems caused by modernity's monolithic, homogeneous, single-colored, fascist societal model implemented via the nation-state. Under democratic nation, every ethnicity, religious understanding, urban, local, regional, and national reality has the right to participate with their own identity and democratic federal structure. The advantage of the theory of democratic modernity is that it does not look at problems from a hegemonic and statist perspective. Civilization systems that are hegemonic and state-centric, as well as capitalist modernity, the current representative of historical civilizations, approach social issues from a hegemonic and statist perspective. But power and state are the very sources of the problems they attempt to solve through violence. The desire for power truly kills life. The age of democratic modernity is the age where the life of free women is to be found or discovered as being ecological and economic communality. Democratic modernity nations are not something that can be realized without women's freedom. On the contrary, they are revolutions that can only be realized by sharing wisdom and activism with women in each and every step. Just as the construction of economic society developed with women's lead, its reconstruction will also require women's communal power. Science of ecology is a science that can only be reunited with the society through women's sensibility. Quite simply, democratic modernity is a women's revolution and civilization era. It attains truth by analyzing women's reality and through the participation of free women as the fundamental constituent of life in its system. The capitalist stage of the state and power-based civilization is not the final phase of the human mind. It is a phase where the traditional mindset it bases itself on is diminishing, while the freedom mindset with all its richness is emerging. On this basis, it is important to live and to keep democratic modernity alive against capitalist modernity, which is a war paradigm against communalities and freedoms. In other words, another world is possible. Dear friends, in general, discussions on modernity, and specifically on democratic modernity, can redevelop our perceptions of truth. By breaking away from lives that are wasted in wrong, ugly, and bad paths taken, we can steer towards right, beautiful, and good life paths. With the mentality revolution of democratic modernity, we can strengthen our understanding through communal concepts of philosophy, art, and science, and realize a right, good, and beautiful life. There cannot be anything more valuable than arriving at the truth about one's life during one's lifetime. The quest for truth is the most valuable human activity. If we were to summarize the human, then it is the being that renders truth possible. Truth is love, and love is a free life. I once again greet all the participants of the conference on this basis. I am excited about the findings and results of the conference and wish you the best of success. Freedom will win. İmralı Prison, Abdullah Öcalan.